Hi, I'm Starla from lifefulandfrugal.com, and today we're going to talk about how to can whole tomatoes with a water bath. This is a wonderful, simple process, and they are just absolutely delicious. You'll so enjoy having canned whole tomatoes in your pantry. So I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks so much.
So you're going to need some Ball Mason quart canning jars, a large canning pressure cooker or enamel stock pot to do a water bath. Don't forget the metal rack at the bottom, and if you don't have one of those, you'll need one of these canning racks. You'll need some canning rings like these, and also some canning lids. This is what they look like. They seal the jars. You'll also need some various large bowls, a metal handheld strainer, some tongs to handle hot lids, some canning tongs, a large stock pot for blanching your tomatoes, a canning funnel, a small stock pot to boil your lids and rings in, and various towels and cloths. You're going to need various tomatoes. We have about 1.5 bushels here. They don't have to be any particular kind or shape or size. They just need to be ripe. Go ahead and get your canner or your stock pot cleaned and filled about halfway full of water and put it on to boil with the lid on. Now it's time to clean thoroughly all of your Ball Mason jars. It's good to use soap and maybe some bleach or white vinegar to make sure they're very clean. Now they're sparkling and ready to go. Go ahead and get your stock pot on for blanching your tomatoes. Turn it on high, put the lid on, and let it come to a boil. Now it's time to start preparing your rings and lids. Go ahead and place them in a small stock pot. Fill the stock pot with water, covering the lids. Place the lids on the stove on high heat with the lid on so that it comes to a boil. In each of the clean jars, you're going to place hot water in preparation for the tomatoes. Very hot water if you can help it, and set those aside. Now in the sink, clean it very well. We use our vinegar spray. Give it a good scrub because you're going to have to use the sink for your tomatoes. Next, fill one side of the sink with hot water and one side with cold. Into the hot water side, add your tomatoes for cleaning. Clean them well and put them into a large bowl. Don't worry about bad pieces. As long as you can cut the bad piece off and the rest is good, go ahead and cut that off. Take off the stems. Clean them well with cool water, just to make sure that they are clean. And fill your large bowl up with tomatoes. Next, check on your lids and rings, and they should be boiling and ready to go. And also, your tomato blanching water should be at a boil. Now you're ready to start adding your tomatoes to the boiling water. Be very careful. You can add them one by one like this, but in order to be a little more safe, add them to the strainer and put them in 3 or 4 at a time into the hot boiling water. Allow the tomatoes to blanch in the boiling water for 1 or 2 minutes until the skins start splitting like this. Once the skins start splitting within a minute or 2, take them out with the strainer into a large bowl. And then you're ready to plunge them into cold water. If you'd like to have ice in the water, that's even better. Our water is very cold. And now you can start pulling the skins away. The skin should come off easily. Because of the cold water, the skins come clean very quickly. Once the tomatoes are peeled, you can roughly cut them into 3 or 4 pieces, or you can leave them whole if they're small. Go ahead and squish them up a little bit to bring some juice out of the tomatoes. Now you're ready to prepare your jars. Dump the hot water and start adding the tomatoes to the jars. Fill the tomatoes up to the bottom of the top rim. If there's not quite enough juice, add some very hot water. Make sure the top of the rim of the jar is well cleaned. It needs to be very clean before you place the lid on. Make sure that the lids have been well boiled so that they're clean and ready to go. Place the lid on, screw on the ring, and you're ready. Using your canning tongs, go ahead and start adding the prepared jars to the water bath, the canner. Make sure that the canning rack is placed at the bottom. Jars should not touch the bottom of the canner. You should be able to fit about 7 jars, and the water should just cover the top of the jars. Loosely place a lid on the top and allow it to boil for 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, remove the lid and the water bath should be completed and the tomatoes should be sealed. Go ahead and carefully remove the jars from the water bath using lots of towels and washcloths so that you do not burn yourself. Place them on a prepared towel and allow them to cool completely. After an hour or 2 or 3, the jars should completely seal. You should hear a loud pop and they should be sealed. Remove the rings, label the jars, especially the year, and place the completed jars into a cool, dark place until you're ready to eat the tomatoes. They're absolutely delicious. You're going to love this project, so easy and fun.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like if you enjoyed the video. It really helps us in the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Look in the description box below for any helpful hints. And if you have any comments, please leave us a comment or questions. Please leave it in the comment section. We really appreciate it. We hope you have a blessed day and happy canning.